The most visible service that the city of Bloomington provides is public safety. So this week on the Verbrugge View, we're going to take a ride along with the Bloomington Police Department and give you a behind-the-scenes and in-the-vehicle view of what we do on a regular basis. Come along for the Verbrugge View. Our guide for the ride along today is Officer John Garibay. John's been with the police department for 6 years here in Bloomington, and he's got a really good perspective on the work that a daily patrol officer does. So he's going to first describe what happens inside the squad, and then we'll go for a drive and you'll give us a little bit of an experiential perspective of what it's like to work the street, okay?
Yes.
Great. All right, let's take a look. So, John, maybe you can describe to me the setup that we have in each of our squads, because we try to provide a uniform setup so that anytime an officer is going into a squad, they have the same equipment, correct?
We do, that is correct. And every squad in here, as you can see, the first thing you notice right here is our MDC. Every squad has a computer system. Obviously, we need it for various things to check ID identifications, look up addresses. That's how dispatch actually dispatches our calls to us as well. And as you can see to your right, you'll see a console with various buttons. And the first set, those red 3 switches, those are our overhead lights. Under that is our panel that controls our emergency lights on our vehicle. If you hit that red switch all the way to the right, you'll notice that the emergency lights will turn on. Also, as soon as you turn that switch on, our camera that is hooked right in front of that dashboard area right over here, it'll automatically start recording anytime we hit our emergency lights.
And it also has a feature where it actually backs up a certain period of time prior to the lights going on, correct?
It's usually a period of 30 seconds prior.
So the camera is always recording, but in terms of actually being activated, it coincides with the lights. Well, I tell you what, now that we've learned about the different pieces of equipment in here, let's get behind the wheel and we'll go tooling around Bloomington. The decision to become a police officer is not one that people go into lightly. What is it that made you want to be in law enforcement?
I've always wanted to be in a career field to help people. You know, ever since I was younger, I always had that aspiration to, I'm a people person. I like to talk, I like to meet new people, and this is definitely the type of field where you meet all people from all walks of life.
I have to imagine that you do have a little bit of fun when you're driving as well. Maybe observing how some people change their behavior when they see a police officer behind them?
It's quite interesting how this police squad can quickly change a person's behavior. A lot of the times if they're speeding, I'll just drive right up next to them. They'll take one look at me, and then you just slowly see them. We have the radar system in our squads as well, and we can get them from a couple hundred feet, you know, and I know that they're speeding at that time, and by the time they even reach me, it's too late. You can see you can watch literally their speed just diminish rapidly as they're approaching me. But at that point, it's already too late.
All right, we have pulled off into a driveway so that we can get a little experience with the speed gun. So Officer Garibay is going to show me a couple of the tactics for making sure that our streets are safe and that people are following the speed limit. So John, why don't you show me the tools of the trade.
As you can see, this is our laser gun, and it is going to catch the speed of every speeder coming up here shortly.
What's the distance that this gun is reliable up to?
It can, actually, I've seen it go all the way up to 800 yards.
Really?
Yes.
And how long do you have to have the gun fixated on a vehicle to gauge the speed that they're traveling?
It's only, I'd say, a few seconds.
Is it?
And it'll start giving you the speed. All right, Jamie, how about you utilize the system yourself?
All right, I think I'm ready. I think a lot of these folks are too good at seeing me parked here. So I'm not having much luck getting speeders, but I think I can do a better job driving the vehicle. All right, let's put it in drive and let's take this squad for a cruise. This is a little surprising to me that nobody's willing to pass the police squad. What's going on? I feel like I have a lot of control around traffic right now. So on a day-to-day basis, Officer Garibay, what are you focused on when you're working the street?
Well, from day to day we do traffic enforcement, directive patrols as well. If a certain area needs to be a little paid more attention to due to specific criminal activities. Also, as well as taking calls, 911 calls, such as medicals or domestics. So we keep pretty busy during the day. I would say my favorite part of this job is just going out and meeting people, but not necessarily at their worst. Stopping by from time to time, talk to business owners, and stopping by and talking with the public. That's my favorite thing to do. Stop by, give children stickers, and
kids in the park.
Exactly. And just to show them, to make them feel safe and comfortable that police are patrolling a specific area, like the baseball grounds, the swimming pool areas.
And every time we stop to talk to a kid on his bike, and that's a positive interaction with the police officer that is essentially like putting a deposit in the bank, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's the bank of goodwill to try and build positive relationships between police and the community.
Exactly. I think any chance we get to speak with the citizens is a chance that they can see us as humans as well.
Well, I have to admit that driving a police squad is not as difficult as driving a Zamboni or a snowplow. And then again, I didn't use any of the equipment while I was driving, which would have added to the complication. I think the one thing that we have learned talking to Officer Garibay and watching him do his job within the confines of his workplace is that this is a really hard job. It's a hard job to manage all of the information. It's a hard job to learn the skills necessary to communicate with people, often in difficult circumstances. And it's a hard job to constantly live up to the high expectations that the residents of Bloomington have for our police departments. John, I want to thank you for the time today, and I want to encourage you to come back and see the next Verbrugge View.